Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here, and I am so pumped because we are doing something new and different here on the channel this time around. We are going to take a look at the teaser trailer for It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. We're going to react to it, review it, all that good stuff. Now, you can see right here on my screen that It's Me, Billy Chapter 2 is a Black Christmas fan film, and it is the follow-up to 2021's It's Me, Billy. So I guess no chapter 1 at that point, because you don't want to put the cart before the horse, as it were. But everything kind of left on a cliffhanger there. And, you know, luckily it was well received. And it was a hell of a damn fan film. So we are getting a second chapter that is the epic conclusion to this story that picks up right about 50 years after the original Black Christmas from 1974. So, you know, these films have been produced, written, and directed by Dave McCray and Bruce Dale. If you don't know who Dave McCray is, I'd be surprised that you have found my channel, because he's one of the big horror YouTubers out there. I think the first time I saw Dave was about like 2017, right when the David Gordon Green Halloween trilogy got announced. I started seeing him just sort of covering the news and talking about, you know, the franchise as a whole and like what would work, what wouldn't work, all that kind of stuff. And, you know, at first I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, this guy's talking like he knows everything. And the more I watched him, the more I realized, well, this guy's like pretty much right up there with me as far as being one hell of a Halloween nerd. And then also the more I watched him, I realized, well, this guy's in the industry. He actually works in this world, so he knows how these things develop. You know, how things usually go as far as leaks and whether or not you can believe them, and et cetera, et cetera. And, you know, not only that, but Dave is just really smart as far as an audience member, knowing what, you know, works from a storytelling perspective. So, you know, everything he's learned as an audience member and then learned from being in the industry, he's been able to put into his own work. And, yeah, we're seeing a hell of a lot of really great fan films that are, you know, independently made and funded by us, by the fans. So it's really cool to see that. And when I saw It's Me, Billy, the first chapter, I was just really impressed with, you know, how it echoed a lot of the themes from the original Black Christmas, and you know, how it really did feel like a follow-up. It took its time, it was slow burn. You really get to know the characters and have that atmosphere build. So that's really like what, you know, Black Christmas is about. And also, you know, if you watch Dave McCray, you'll know that he's really into the mood and atmosphere, you know, all that fun stuff. And I love it too. So really great to see that represented here. And yeah, let's not chit chat too much. We can kind of talk a little bit more about this once we watch the trailer, but let's hop into this and see what we got. I've watched this a few times. So about a week ago, I had a little message in one of my inboxes from Dave. It was such an awesome surprise to see that in there, just asking me to, you know, give the trailer a watch and collect my thoughts so I could, you know, put together a review that would, you know, kind of come out right after the actual trailer comes out. So let's take a look. It's been a while since I've watched, you know, at least a few days. So we're going to get it going here. All right. Hop on over here. This is my first time doing a stream with all these windows and stuff. I feel like I really knew computers back in like 1994 is when I was savvy. So it's been a while. Here we go. I mean, right off the bat, starting with the music from the original. Awesome. Love that eye theme that they've got in Black Christmas. The creepy close-up of the eye. The rocking chair and the Christmas lights, yes.
who you are.
Going back to the eye, I love it. Yeah. I think it'll be the 50th anniversary. 50th anniversary of the original Black Christmas there, the day that comes out. That is awesome. Okay. I'm gonna keep that rolling for you guys here, so you guys can keep watching that. Up in the corner, my camera will stop shaking here in a second while I stop after I stop fiddling with the computer. Yeah, I really right away when I watched this, I've been going through all three Black Christmas films, the studio films, on the channel. So just been going through and watching all of them. I just watched the original Black Christmas the other day, and then rewatched the trailer after that. And it was really cool to see, of course there's like the shots here, like, with Victoria's eye that they're showing that are very reminiscent of, those shots in the original film. But also the slow movement of the camera is something that's not just, it's not just that they're trying to create that kind of mood and that feel. That's one thing that I picked up on this time watching the original Black Christmas, is there are a lot of slow, deliberate movements of the camera where, it just builds that tension. It is kind of like a classic slow burn, just sort of old school style way of filmmaking, but honestly for me it's so effective because you can always push the gore and you can always get wild with it, and I think that's fun too. It definitely has its place, but I guess as I get older, the stuff that really scares me more is the stuff that feels more realistic, and every time I watch the original Black Christmas, it just kind of puts me in that spot where I'm like, man, what if somebody were in my house right now? It really puts you there. So I appreciate the hell out of the fact that these guys can emulate that so well. They've got such a great crew. Man, I mean, and even especially with the music, with the Silent Night aria that's kind of going on. I'm pretty sure that's the opening song of the original film. And if you took like a tempo of that, like a little click with how that beats, I feel like the camera movement kind of beats the same way. And if you guys have watched some of my film reviews here, I've only done a few, but I feel like the way a camera moves and the way that it's edited afterwards in post is sort of like the drum beat of a movie, or the drum beat at least of that scene. I feel like it's kind of like the filmmakers trying to get something out of you just by the way that they're cutting the shots and moving the camera. And it's one of those things that in the 2019 Black Christmas, they completely missed the mark, and it was like they didn't even know what they were doing. So it's something that I just notice and really appreciate here. Everything looks so deliberate. Sorry, I just need to wet my whistle. Everything looks so deliberate, and I'm sure there's going to be, not everything's going to be this pace in the entire film, but I think makes such a great teaser trailer just to sort of, lay the foundation of like, this is what you can expect from this film. When you watch the epic conclusion to the Black Christmas story and you're watching It's Me, Billy Chapter 2, that's what you're going to get, is you're going to get that mood, and you're going to get something that feels akin to the original. Awesome shot of Victoria wearing Jess's old sweater from the original film. And who the heck is she hitting with that axe? Is that a spoiler? Gosh, is it just like a stack of books or something? Is it going to be inconsequential? I don't know. I really like what I'm seeing here, though. I am pumped. And full disclosure, so when I saw It's Me, Billy Chapter 1, or just It's Me, Billy at the time, I was so impressed that I knew when this thing went to Chapter 2 that I wanted to get on board and support it and, get a perk. And I was mulling a whole bunch of stuff over in my head, and I'm like, it was coming in a time in my life where I was starting to make a whole bunch of changes and was considering making a couple other changes. And so I was like, man, I think I just want to bite the bullet and become an associate producer on It's Me, Billy Chapter 2. I want to make a gesture that shows, not only others, but to myself, that I'm ready to, contribute and become part of the community in a bigger way. So, made that leap, and it's seeing something like this that looks even better than the first chapter, when the first chapter looked good. Like this is what makes all of that worth it. Everyone's everyone's hard-earned dollars that they put into, you know, the Indiegogo campaign, which I'll link below here, because you can still, you know, get some perks and contribute. You know, there's these projects, making movies costs a lot of money, so anything that these guys can get to help them, whether it's finishing up, you know, any pickup shots or, you know, in post, I think is something that's definitely worth thinking about investing in. I like, you know, giving my money, or, you know, maybe not giving my money, but I like using my money to support independent artists. I think that being an artist is a tough gig, but a very rewarding gig. And if you think that somebody is, you know, creating something out of their brain that you want to see, then I think it's well worth, you know, investing your money in it. And yeah, I think that's one of the great things about these fan films. You know, we get to support what we want to support, and we get to see these legacy stories and sometimes legacy characters come back. And even, you know, with Never Hike Alone and Never Hike Alone 2, we got Tom Matthews coming back. And you know, it is a shame that that Olivia Hussey, you know, had to step away from It's Me Billy Chapter 2, but completely understandable. And I think that Dave and Bruce handled that whole situation about as well as you could. You know, already having somebody in the wings that you knew you could go to if you had to. And as you can see right here, I mean, she is a dead ringer for Jess 50 years later. You know, I totally buy it. And I'm totally Victoria. Sorry, trying to keep everything straight. Victoria, it looks so much, you know, very believable that she could be Jess's granddaughter. So yeah, it just seems like the connective tissue is here to the original film, and they've got that mood and that atmosphere that we all love and that Dave loves so much. They've just got that down pat here. Maybe we'll play it one more time. And yeah, what do you guys think? How many times have you watched this? Are you just finding my reaction and my review like later on in the day? Is this the first time you're seeing it? That would be kind of wild. Let me know in the comments below. Are you a Black Christmas fan, like the original? I feel like that movie is one of these old school horror movies that you know, people have always kind of talked about in a certain way, but I'm noticing lately that you know, people are just sort of, you know, throwing the flowers to Black Christmas a little bit more. A lot of times it's been sort of discussed as the movie that inspired Halloween, and it's always kind of been framed in that way. And it's really cool to see a lot of people now that are like, oh no, the original Black Christmas it stands on its own legs. And not only did it inspire Halloween, but, you know, I think in some ways you could say that it's better. I mean, Halloween is a scary movie, but there's a lot of downtime. And I would say that the intense moments in the original Black Christmas creep me out more than the original Halloween. Although I guess you could say that, you know, with Dean Cundy's cinematography, that, you know, Halloween's probably just a little bit of a better looking film. But yeah, I love seeing Black Christmas come back, especially with how low it got in 2019, where that's pretty much just Black Christmas in name and has nothing to do with the original story. And yeah, more power to these independent filmmakers that are raising money through the fan bases to, you know, put together these stories that were just kind of left hanging, and to put something together that's respectful to the original material, and, you know, from people that not only know how to tell a story, but they really know this story. You know, Canadian filmmakers making a fan film for you know, following up on a film that was made in Canada, you know, by Canadian filmmakers. So I think Bob Clark is from the United States, but everyone else that worked on the film, at least as far as I know, that crew, you know, would be a Canadian crew. So that's a really cool aspect of it as well. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think of It's Me Billy Chapter 2? Have you seen Chapter 1 yet? Are you racing to go see Chapter 1 right now? Just let me know down in the comments. I will leave, you know, in the description below, I'll leave a link for the first chapter for It's Me Billy. I'll leave a link so you can check out this trailer as well, and also the Indiegogo, so you can support the film if you'd like to. You know, there's a whole bunch of perks on there. You don't have to throw out a big chunk of change if you're just looking to, you know, pick up a Blu-ray or something. Yeah, anything like that. So yeah, click the like button. check out my channel. I've got some movie reviews, some interviews, stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of new stuff coming to the channel here in 2024. We're working on some new ideas. I also do a show called the Physical Media Show Off Show, where primarily I've been showing off records from my wife and from our collection here at home. We have about 500 records. So yeah, subscribe, check out the channel, let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, I've been and will continue to be Davey Death Ray.